Hello ladies and gentlemen, One Gamer and his dog here. Unfortunately, during my playthrough of the last video I had to stop because I was getting a washing machine delivered. Unfortunately, the washing machine got delivered and my microphone decided to stop working after I paused it. So I'm actually recording this commentary afterwards at the moment. I'm trying to remember what I actually done and what happened, because the problem is sometimes with Crusader Kings 2 is that it can become a bit of a blur in terms of what you've done, but I do know that this is a good video and we do accomplish quite a bit in this. So at the moment I'm just checking out my piety, seeing it's quite low. Now, there's a lot of battles and conflicts going on. Well, they're starting to all kind of kick off at the moment. Quite a few of them. In fact, I think later on in this video is when the real war does begin. So we're seeing right now is just I'm having a look through the vassal's opinion. I'm checking out my military at the moment. I think it's when I'm starting to prepare. We're still trying to kill the wife. The wife is still alive, but we're getting a few more people invited to this plot at the moment, so we can finally eliminate her, and then I can go on to marry and have children. I am thinking at the moment though that perhaps I might be a Jaffa. For those who don't know, a Jaffa is a seedless fruit, because I don't seem to be having any children. Well, I say that, I'm not sure if I've got my I'm not sure if I've actually got my 2 bastards yet. I ended up getting 2 bastards, so spoiler ahead, that may be coming. So actually no, I'm not a Jaffa. There is clearly a problem with my wife, so we've got to sort this out. So what's happening here now? Yep, we're getting these guys to join our scheme to invade this. I'm currently recording this in a... Normally I do a lot of my recording in the front room. I'm actually recording this in the bedroom at the moment, because my wife's sister's around, so them two are chinwagging in the other room. So if you hear the occasional screaming or shouting or high-pitched voice, that is them on an estrogen binge next door. I think they'll be doing some baking soon, so hopefully I'll be getting some tasty cakes coming out of the process. So yeah, I'm just carrying on looking at this slot over here. Norcross is my target of the land I want to get, and it looks like his army's down quite a bit at the moment on Brightwall Keep. So just investigating the map. I think I'm just checking out what's going on and how things are going to be going. And yep, Stannis is now king of the Iron Throne, but he somehow hasn't been able to manage to unite a lot of the north. Some of the north ones are still out of his control. I think they've probably just rebelled and gone, no, we're not having this anymore. So it's ranging as sort of reigning as independent high lords at the moment. Oh, but no, saying that, then he starts bringing them back, and there we go, they're back all under his control. Yep, and it's all done. Apart from Flint's Finger still seems to be fighting off the good fight in the distance. So what we've got on the moment, I'm putting on a feast because I want to keep my vassals happy with me. I'm spending lavishly on the food, as I ever do. I did notice actually that I'm doing quite well on gold in this playthrough. Normally gold's a bit of a funny one sometimes, but I seem to be doing not too bad with this. So what else we got going on here? Checking out, I've got a wandering minstrel. Normally you get quite a few wandering minstrels wandering around, and I think I'm going to employ them into some work for me. And Rob's been imprisoned. Poor the young wolf, he's been locked up unfortunately, which is a shame. I was quite surprised with how this played out, with Stannis sort of taking over, and which was quite shocking actually. I thought maybe Rob would have had a chance to win the war because Stannis' troops would be all quite tired. Then again, so would Rob's, but I thought maybe that a lot of people would rebel against him. I think certainly if I was one of the paramounts of the Reach of the Dawn, I'd be going, no, let's keep this battle going, because I like to play this game when there is a lot of chaos and conflict going on. I don't like it when it's just sort of, you're all sort of plodding along trying to make people breed. That even though that is sort of the main part of the game, I do appreciate it when there are large battles going on and blood feuds I should say, be going on, and there's claims all over everything because of numerous amount of bloodline tiles. But oh, and I've got a daughter. Yep, that will be bastard number 1 has just come into play. Not with the wife though, I don't think. Gonna have to see if we're going to legitimise this little one or not. Yeah, there's my bastard. Oh, it's a little Amelia. Not going to legitimise her. I was sort of debating about legitimising her straight away, but I thought no, I'm going to acknowledge her as mine for the moment. Hopefully, you know, the wife will end up leaving me or something. Actually, but this is actually quite a good. These next few videos is where a lot of the stuff keeps happening. I think the first few, it's kind of just setting up your future and what you're going to be doing. This is where a lot of the good stuff starts to come into play in this game. So what we got here? So yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to acknowledge her as my own. I ain't denouncing the child. I'm not like that. The thing is with me is that I want loads of children in this game. I want to be like Frey. I should have played as Frey actually. That would have been great. Because the allies that he must have must be absolutely ridiculous in this game. You could probably conquer everything as Walter Frey. So we're gonna do. We are. Yep, there we got the acknowledgement. So the wife's still a bit annoyed about that, but not too much. And we're having a feast as well. And here I was just checking if the vassals have got a problem with me having a bastard, and it seems like they don't really give a shit. And because I haven't got any family per se as such when it comes to my own legitimate son and daughters, they don't care either about the bastard. If I did have some, I think they do care. But the wife cares. She is annoyed I've acknowledged the bastard. Yeah, this is what I can't believe. One of the guests isn't satisfied with the food and decides to complain like that. I spent lavishly on that food, and he should respect it. Because I paid for it all. Coming to my house, slagging off my food. I just don't know. You don't know how these people get away with it these days. I really do not know how these people get away with it. Grateful man. But why still attracting me? Because I'm a knight. Being a knight does give a nice little bonus. I've got to make sure that all the future ones get knighted. So if I do have a legitimate child, I'll have to knight them. I think it's saying, no, you can knight females. I'm pretty sure you can in the game. And here I'm just talking about Summerhall, which is it's territory that no one owns it on the map. It's actually barren, as it were. You can take that land over. What you've got to do is you've got to have your armies in there for I think a year or two, and then you sort of recolonise it. The only problem is with doing that is that you've got to be within. I think you've either got to be within 3 to 4 spaces of it, or it's got to be on your. It's got to be bordering one of your territory. Yep. So we've got our. We just got our fabricated claim on Norcross, and I decided to cash it in, even though that's put me in the red. So I'm only 18 gold away, but I'm doing quite well out of gold, so it'll be okay. And I've just fulfilled an ambition to have a son because I've got another bastard, because I've been visiting some ladies' chambers. So I'm doing quite well for myself at the moment. And I'm trying to at the moment. I'm just having a look to see if there's anyone of note I can betroth my daughter off to, and no one really at the moment, unfortunately, which is quite irritating. Yeah, I think I was looking at this guy with the red mountains. The thing is with Dawn, I can't remember how it works in Dawn. I think Dawn rule doesn't pass to men. I think it passes to the females, who are the reigning regents. Regents, I should say, sorry. Apologise. So let's have a look here. So I'm picking a new ambition. What am I going to pick? I know what I pick. What do you think I'm going to pick? Which one did I pick? I was intrigued by the one about becoming a Higher Lord, but couldn't figure out how that would be. So what did I pick? What did I pick? It was that one. I did pick to have 5 children. That was the actual one I picked. The reason why I picked to have 5 children, because I thought it would be fun. I like the idea of the visiting the chambers and all that, because I want to get the lust. The only problem is I think I've got the stress trait at the moment, so that reduces my fertility. But I wanted to get the lustful trait, which increases it. I think the next rule I'm going to play, thinking about it now, I don't think I'm actually going to get married. I think I'm just going to have loads of illegitimate children and then get a wife towards my dying days. But I think it actually annoys the vassals if you're not married. So it looks like we're paused here for a moment. What am I up to? What am I doing at this point? Nope, I'm back in the game. Maybe I went to the toilet or got a drink or something like that. I'm not too sure. Just checking out my land territory there, owned by me. At the moment, it's kind of just sort of a bit of a waiting game at the moment, so I'm waiting to get my gold back into a reasonable state so I can raise my eyes and we can invade Norcross. But I haven't done enough proper breeding in this game. I haven't inherited enough good land. I need the legitimate son to do that, really. Oh, and this is this at this point, yeah, where I didn't realise this. It didn't. I don't think it actually gave me an alert about this, and I started sort of randomly kicking around. We've actually got Mace Tyrell died, and I didn't realise it. So we've got a new leech, which is Willis of the Reach, which is quite annoying that I didn't realise that. Yeah, so this is me frantically clicking through all of the messages to kind of see, well, how comes we didn't know our lord died? I mean, that's a pretty big message to go down. And obviously as well, my first instinct anytime a regent dies of any form is to go, will there be a rebellion? Can we use this as an opportunity to start some form of civil war and declare independency? And I just, like I keep saying, I do just like when the chaos clicks into this game. So yep, there's Macy, died a couple of months ago in October. Yep. Poor Mace. We like Mace. I think we got on quite well. Such a shame. Such a shame that these things have to happen. So what we're doing now, just clicking through, trying to find that message, finding nothing. Just checking out dynasties, seeing what the opinions are, and yeah. Seeing what some of these other guys. I'm still checking out Mace. I want to see what his vassals are thinking about him, seeing if there's a chance of civil war. And surprisingly enough, all the vassals kind of quite like him, but he doesn't like Stannis, and Stannis doesn't like him too much. I wonder if there was a way I could approach Stannis to go, yeah, I should be in charge of the Reach. Why don't you transfer that vassalage over? Give it to me. I deserve it. The Hightower should rule. I mean, originally my goal I set at the start of the game was to just get control over the High Lordship, I forget its name, which is just to the north of me, but Norcross is part of it, so we're going to include that. Getting some more people who'll tell me to kill my wife. Got one more there. I mean, there's some others I could probably get with bribing with gold, and I probably could have got it done a lot quicker because my gold did start coming out. I think I would hit 150 at one point. And here I'm being a horny git trying to visit some chambers of some women and not getting anywhere with that. Which is a shame. The thing is, I should be looking at... I'm looking at them through the find character screen because I'm looking at the ladies who are sort of around my vassals or part of my vassals, and none of them are in Old Town, so I can't visit. What I really should be doing is looking at the ones on my court menu. They're the ones I'll be able to visit. But I think I'm going to actually try to get some new courtiers coming in. And she really likes me because I acknowledge the bastard. And that's my sister. Unfortunately, can't sleep with my sister because I'm not a Targaryen. If I was a Targaryen, I would be able to. They're allowed incest, and so are, of course, Jaime and... Oh God, what's her name? I've forgotten her name now. The Lannister who's queen. What was her name? It was Jaime Lannister. And people are screaming out the screen right now, watching, going, "It was Barbara." What was her name? Because we tried marrying her we wanted to marry her a while ago. Unfortunately, she died, I believe. So I'm just checking out all these areas here that have got some freedom. Just high lordships on their own, and they're sworn directly to the king. Or sworn directly to the Iron Throne. Just checking out the king's amazing amount of land, but somehow these two little bits inside Lannister territory, the Westerlands, they've managed to stay independent. I'm just checking out how big the Riverlands is at the moment. It's not that big. Sooner or later they're going to want to claim all them lands. And that was it. Some Stormlanders have got some land up in the Riverlands territory. I mean, not to spoil anything, but if anyone who's played Crusader Kings 2, they can see that that territory there with the Riverlands, that's going to end out in a full-on war pretty soon. And the North's in a bit of a weird place at the moment as well, where some areas are part of it, some areas are not. If you're hearing a weird breathing sound on my part, that's because I'm currently using my vapor pen at the moment, which is very nice and good for you as well. Well, it's better than smoking. I've quit smoking recently. It's 6 months now, but I'm still on this pen. And we're just checking out the dragons, because the dragons somehow are under... They're working for Stannis these days. So he is ridiculously powerful at the moment if he's walking around with some dragons backing him up. That is quite worrying. It means we can't really do much to hurt Stannis. We kind of just got to leave Stannis to do his own thing and let him go around conquering everyone as he sees fit. Ah, there it is, Cersei. That was the name, Cersei Lannister. Yep, unfortunately Cersei died. I've never actually played as one of the kings in this game, a full-on leader. I probably should do actually give it a try. Oh no, saying that, I played one of the earliest campaigns on here. I think it's the Bleeding Years, and I played as the ruler of the North, which was quite fun. That was not too bad, but I wouldn't mind going for the full-on king of the realm. And I haven't actually played in Westeros yet, and not Westeros, Essos. I haven't played on over in Essos yet, and there's a lot of little places over there, so that could be quite a fun place to play. I probably should do it one time. I think they're quite rich as well. And that was it. I was trying to see what happened to Daenerys, and unfortunately Daenerys did die. She died in combat, I believe. And the dragons went to Stannis. And the reach is huge at the moment. It's unified. We're together. You know, if Willis was ambitious at all, I think he could go and take some land, maybe even conquer some areas, because we are unified as a people. There's no real conflicts too much in the reach, apart from the ones that I'm starting, because I'm greedy and I want my territory. I want more land. I mean, if I had the forces, I'd definitely declare independency. But I think the problem is sometimes when you declare it, I think I've done it before actually, and I think it was in a Hightower game where I declared independence and somehow managed to win the conflict. I swore allegiance straight to the Iron Throne because I thought, oh, he'll back me up. And then he ended up giving me back to the Reach and going, no, you report to them. I was like, oh, great. So yeah, I'm looking at the moment about overthrowing him. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with that. We haven't got the strength. If I had a lot more allies, I'd be down with it, but I haven't got that many. So probably not going to be able to conquer all of that land and territory as much as I'd love to. Maybe one day. Maybe one of our children will do it. But definitely not the guy we're with at the moment. He's not all that. He's not the best of characters we played as. Well, I noticed that Willis hasn't got any children, and I'm wondering if it's because he's crippled, his fertility's down. He seems to be quite a chaste and goody two-shoes guy. And he is 25, and there is no children yet, so it would pass on to one of his brothers. And he's a falconer as well. Everyone loves him because he's a falconer. I need to become a falconer. apparently I don't think much of Robert. So I'm just checking out how my vassals are liking me these days. They all seem okay. Yep, the reason why I'm doing that is because the gold has gone back to 0, so we can start the invasion in Norcross. Well, the rightful reclaiming of our lands, they should be our territory. So we're going to take them all over. I was debating as well about calling in some allies, but I mean, I've got the phrase behind me because I think we married off someone to one of the Frey daughters. And I've got some allies in the north. I've got a couple of allies in the Reach itself. I think I've got 2 or 3, but I decided against calling them in for this battle. But it was good to know that, hey, I've got these guys there if need be. So I'm just checking out my intrigue. I think I'm definitely going to have to establish a household guard. I don't think they do much, and there's only a few extra troops, but you know why I'll do it. I think that you can get them to train some. You can get them to train some more people. So the vassals all seem quite happy with me. No real major problems or issues. Just giving out some honorary titles. Get some of these guys right on my side. Just giving out a few more of them titles. I kept the Regency title to myself because I wanted to keep hold of that just in case. And yeah, unfortunately, he died. Our Master at Arms died. And I inherited his land as well, which was quite nice. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to be keeping that, so I had to give that away. So we're just getting ready for this war at the moment, checking out my sons. And just scoping out some of my family here really. Just checking out all them who are in my dynasty. I'm giving out that city a look. That was what I was trying to do. I was checking out my family to see who am I going to give this city of Old Town to, because you always want to keep it. You want to keep it in the family. Yeah, and I made him Lord Commander, and I thought it would push him over the edge to make him like me. Apparently not. Which is such a shame. Just checking out Norcross's defences and what we're going to do and how we are going to invade these people and fighting for them for their own accord. So yeah, screw them, that's what I say. Go declare war. Fuck you, Norcross. So yeah, they can all die as far as I'm concerned. Sent me a drink there, and my beautiful wife has just bought me a cheese roll and some lentil crisps, and unfortunately the dogs are starting to come in because they're all confused about where they are as human beings. So just debating about calling in some allies to war. I don't think they're interested too much. It's a shame, but I'm going to raise up my armies. So we got on there. Norcross has raised his armies. Now we're actually not too bad. He's got this weird little bit over there of, I think it's about 1,000, 2,000 men. Sorry, I'm just eating a crisp. And I was a bit worried about them because I can't think none of these guys could flank me, but I've actually got quite a good number of troops. I think I've got about 7,000. So I can do a little bit of damage with that. So, I've never been one who's great at the combat of Crusader Kings 2. Never been really too good at it. In fact, not at all really. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to pause this video here and we're going to return in the next part where we are going to go to war and we're going to battle some people and eliminate them all. So, I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.